You send a message. You see the two blue check marks on WhatsApp, or that little seen notification on Instagram. Your heart does a tiny flip. You wait. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. Still nothing. Why does this feel so uncomfortable? Why does being left on read mess with our heads so much? Today, we're diving into the psychology behind this modern-day anxiety. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening in your brain and what you can do about it. Let's set the scene. You text your friend asking if they want to hang out this weekend. You see they've read it, but no reply. Suddenly, your mind starts spinning. Did I say something wrong? Are they mad at me? Are they just busy? Or worse, are they avoiding me? Or maybe it's a work situation. You send your boss a question on Slack. They've seen it. Radio silence. Now you're wondering if you asked something stupid, if they're annoyed, or if you're about to get in trouble. Or here's a classic. You're texting someone you like. You send something funny or sweet, double-checked on WhatsApp. They saw it 3 hours ago. Nothing. Your stomach drops. Did they lose interest? Did I come on too strong? Sound familiar? You're not alone. Being left on read has become one of the most common sources of anxiety in our digital lives. But here's the thing. This isn't really about the other person. It's about what's happening inside your own brain. So what's really going on here? Why does a simple seen notification trigger so much stress? First, let's talk about uncertainty. Our brains hate it. When someone reads your message but doesn't respond, you're stuck in limbo. You don't have closure. You don't know what they're thinking or feeling, and your brain, being the creative problem solver it is, starts filling in the blanks, usually with the worst-case scenarios. This is called ambiguity intolerance. We'd almost rather have bad news than no news at all, because at least then we'd know what we're dealing with. Second, there's social rejection. Humans are wired for connection. Thousands of years ago, being excluded from the tribe could literally mean death. So our brains evolved to be hypersensitive to signs of rejection. When someone sees your message and doesn't reply, your brain interprets it as a potential threat to your social bonds. Even though, logically, you know they're probably just busy. And here's where it gets interesting. The dopamine effect. When you send a message, your brain anticipates a response. It's like pulling the lever on a slot machine. You're expecting a reward, that little hit of connection, validation, or closure. But when the response doesn't come, your brain goes into overdrive, checking and rechecking your phone, hoping for that dopamine hit. It's actually a mini addiction cycle. Then there's overthinking. Without a response to ground you in reality, your imagination runs wild. Did they misinterpret what I said? Are they talking about me to someone else right now? The longer the silence, the bigger the story becomes in your head. Let's get a bit nerdy for a second because the science here is actually fascinating. Researchers have found that social rejection activates the same parts of the brain as physical pain. Specifically, the anterior cingulate cortex and the insula light up when we feel excluded or ignored. So when someone leaves you on read, your brain literally processes it as a form of pain. There's also something called hypervigilance. When you're waiting for a response, your nervous system goes into alert mode. You become more sensitive to every notification sound, every phone vibration. Your brain is essentially saying, this is important, stay on high alert. This is why you might find yourself checking your phone obsessively, even when you know rationally that refreshing the app won't make them reply faster. Studies on digital communication have shown that the immediacy of platforms like WhatsApp and Instagram actually makes this worse. Because we know the other person can see we've read their message instantly, we expect the same in return. We've been conditioned for instant gratification. When we don't get it, the anxiety spikes. And here's something you might not realize. The read receipt itself is the problem. Before apps showed us when someone had seen our message, we lived in blissful ignorance. Now we have data, information, and that information, ironically, makes us more anxious, not less. Okay, so we know why this happens, but what can we actually do about it? Here are some practical strategies that can help. Tip 1. Recognize the pattern. The first step is awareness. When you notice yourself spiraling over a seen message, pause. Say to yourself, my brain is doing that thing again. Just naming the anxiety can take some of its power away. Tip 2. Challenge your assumptions. Your mind jumps to the worst-case scenario, but what's the most likely explanation? Usually, it's something simple. They're in a meeting, they're driving, they saw it while busy and forgot to respond. Or they read it but want to give you a thoughtful reply later. Most of the time, it's not about you. Tip 3. Turn off read receipts. Seriously. On WhatsApp, you can disable read receipts in your settings. On Instagram, you can turn off read notifications. Without that seen indicator, you'll feel less pressure, and so will they. It's a small change that can make a big difference. Tip 4. Set boundaries with yourself. Give yourself a rule. I won't check the app for at least an hour after sending a message, or I'll only check twice a day. Breaking the compulsive checking habit can reduce your anxiety significantly. Tip 5. Get comfortable with silence. Not every message needs an immediate response. Practice letting conversations breathe. Sometimes people need time to think, or they're just living their lives, and that's okay. Tip 6. Communicate directly if it matters. If it's really important and you're genuinely worried, it's okay to follow up. A simple, "Hey, just checking in. Did you see my message?" is not clingy or desperate. It's honest communication. And if someone consistently leaves you on read and never responds, that's information too. It might be telling you something about the relationship that's worth paying attention to. So let's recap. Being left on read feels terrible because our brains are wired to fear uncertainty and rejection. The same parts of your brain that process physical pain light up when you feel socially excluded. Add in the dopamine-driven cycle of checking your phone and the hypervigilance that comes with digital communication, and you've got a perfect storm for anxiety. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's happening, you can take back control. Recognize the pattern, challenge your assumptions, adjust your settings, set boundaries with yourself, and remember that most of the time, someone not replying immediately has nothing to do with you. We live in a world of instant communication, but that doesn't mean we need to be instantly available or instantly anxious. It's okay to let things unfold at their own pace. If this video helped you understand why being left on read messes with your head, give it a thumbs up, and if you've got your own strategies for dealing with this kind of digital anxiety, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what works for you. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos on psychology, mental health, and navigating our weird modern world. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching. Now go ahead and give yourself permission to stop checking your phone every 5 seconds. Trust me, your brain will thank you. See you in the next video.